Hello and welcome back to the Shootout. I'm Anthony Corby, joined alongside Karl Stever, and today we will be talking about the NFL. So, Karl, we'll start off with the AFC because I know you want to talk about your Patriots right now.
Yeah, my Patriots, baby.
You think they're gonna win? You think they're gonna win the AFC again?
Hell yeah! You got the 5-2 Chiefs. I mean, I think we have home advantage throughout the playoffs. I think they'll bring us into the Super Bowl. I mean, we haven't lost a home game all last season and this season too. I think we have a pretty good shot at making it to the Super Bowl as well as winning it. Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I have to saltily agree with that. I don't think that even Patrick Mahomes at his greatest, whenever he comes back, is going to be able to go into Gillette Stadium and stop Tom Brady at this point. It stinks, I'll admit, from a general football fan perspective.
Doesn't
somebody
stink for
that
me.
Yeah, for you because you like
Not
the
at all.
Patriots.
Not
but
at all.
As somebody that doesn't necessarily like Boston sports, I gotta say I'm a bit disappointed at the lack of competition. But who knows? Maybe like the Ravens or somebody will upset everybody and go to the Super Bowl
Well, I
against.
got some bad news for you. That ain't gonna happen.
I'm just saying there's a possibility, but with the NFC, which is more interesting at this point, we have the Seahawks, we have the Packers, we have the undefeated 49ers, we have the Saints, who are being led by Teddy Bridgewater right now and are 6-1. Who do you think's gonna win that? Because that's a crazy conference.
Before last week, I would have said the Seahawks. I mean, I think Russell Wilson's a great player. He managed to bring everyone together, but after getting beat by the Ravens, I wasn't expecting that, and he threw his first interception of the season. I'm not sure how long they can keep that up, but I gotta say it's a three-way tie between the Vikings, Packers, and the Saints.
A tie. All right.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick one of them to go to the Super Bowl, who would it be?
Honestly, the Saints.
The
I mean,
Saints.
look how they're playing without Drew Brees. Imagine when he comes back.
That's fair. Here's my thing. If the conference championship game is between the Saints and their surplus on offense and the 49ers and their surplus on defense, what's the old saying? Defense wins championships. So the Niners, they're kind of new to the whole thing. I will admit, like they could lose in whatever the divisional round. It wouldn't necessarily be a choke, but it's kind of their, what I like to call their bubble year, where they have this span where nobody really expects much of them, and then they get good all of a sudden. So no matter what they do in the playoffs, it's a good season either way. But the Saints, like, I feel like that even now they still haven't completely recovered from the NFC Championship game last year. Despite, or not despite, but even with their fans still trying to get these petitions signed, the Saints aren't. What I'm trying to say is the Saints still need to get over themselves if they want to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I got you. I mean, I'm thinking about the Bills, like how they're 5-1 going by record. They're one of the best teams on the AFC going by the record. And then you see the 49ers, I mean, they're 6-0, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll start getting blown out. I mean, there's a rumor, or not rumor, but a lot of fans and sports analysts are saying that they're pretending, I mean, I just want to see how they perform in the playoffs, Maybe they get blown out in the first round, or maybe which I'm expecting, I don't think they'll make it too far in the playoffs, honestly. But, yeah.
That's fair. Here's my question. When Drew Brees is healthy again, nobody's really talking about this prospect, but when Drew Brees is healthy again, do the Saints go back to Brees, or do they stay with Bridgewater, who is still undefeated with the Saints as of now, by the way?
I mean, they haven't seen Teddy Bridgewater in the playoffs. I mean, we've all seen Drew Brees in the playoffs. He's performed pretty well. I'd think, no question about it, they'll go back to Drew Brees. I mean, that's their quarterback, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I know Teddy Bridgewater is happy being Drew Brees' backup. I mean, I forget which team, but he had an option to sign a contract and get a lot of money to another team. but he decided he wanted to stay as a backup to Drew Brees. So I think he's pretty happy about that.
I would say if I'm the Saints right now and my backup quarterback is pulling a Nick Foles and going whatever it is 5-0, 6-0 right now, I'm staying with that guy because my offense is being built more and more around this guy. Now let's say he loses 2 weeks in a row right before Brees is expected to come back. Then you go back to Brees, but at this point, Bridgewater is not only does he have, I mean, Brees started the season and he was 1-1 because of that loss to the Rams. That's even though it's a small sample size, that's still a 500 record. Meanwhile, Bridgewater, his win percentage is 1,000 with the Saints right now. So if you have a healthy Drew Brees and a healthy Teddy Bridgewater, it's not so much about who's been better for you in the long run as much as who has been performing for you guys so far this year and who your team is building around. Because I feel like if they make that switch back to Brees, then that's a whole different set of play calling. That's a whole different scheme. You don't want to go back to that 1-1 start. You want to keep on, moving along and going 15-1 if that's eventually what they wind up doing.
I mean, when you say it like that, I definitely have to agree with you. I mean, I'm going to use the Patriots as an example. I mean, last year they went 11-5, and Tom Brady lost a couple of games. That didn't mean that they switched to their backup, but if they're like trying to build up a team, I mean, Drew Brees is 41 now. Who knows? Maybe they might play Teddy Bridgewater in the first game after Drew Brees comes back, and they'll probably compare. But I still believe Drew Brees will be their starting quarterback once he comes back.
I think he will too. I definitely believe that they will make him the starter. I just don't think it's the right decision. But that will be all for this edition of the Shootout. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll send it back to Kelly and Christian.